How are you doing? So, story time now. I want to share with you a really powerful story that I heard when I was on retreat last week. It's not got the most romantic of titles. It's actually called A Truckload of Dung, and it was written by Ajahn Brahm, who's a Buddhist monk. Stick with me on this. So imagine you've just had a wonderful afternoon at the beach with a friend, and when you return home, you find a huge truckload of dung has been dumped right in front of your door. There are three things to know about this truckload of dung. One, you did not order it, it's not your fault. Two, you stuck with it, no one saw who dumped it, so you cannot call anyone to take it away. Three, it is filthy and offensive, and its stench fills your whole house. It's almost impossible to endure. In this metaphor, the truckload of dung in front of the house stands for the traumatic experiences that are dumped on us in life. As with the truckload of dung, there are three things to know about tragedy in our life. One, we did not order it and we say, why me? Two, we're stuck with it, so no one, not even our best friends, can take it away, though they may try. Three, it's so awful, such a destroyer of our happiness, and its pain fills our whole life. It's almost impossible to endure. Now, there are two ways of responding to being stuck with a truckload of dung. The first way is to carry the dung around with us. So we put some in our pockets, some in our bags, and some up our shirts. We even put some down our pants. We might find that when we carry dung around, we lose a lot of friends. Even best friends don't seem to be around so often. Carrying around the dung is a metaphor for sinking into depression, negativity, or anger. It's a natural and understandable response to adversity, but we lose a lot of friends because it's also natural and understandable that our friends don't like being around us when we're so depressed. Moreover, the pile of dung gets no less, but the smell gets worse as it ripens. Fortunately, there's a second way. When we're dumped with a truckload of dung, we heave a sigh and then get down to work. So out come the wheelbarrow, the fork and the spade. We fork the dung into the barrow, wheel it around the back of the house and dig it into the garden. Now this is tiring and difficult work, but we know there's no other option. Sometimes all we can manage is half a barrow a day. We're doing something about the problem rather than complaining our way into depression. Day after day, we dig in the dung. Day after day, the pile gets smaller. Sometimes it takes several years, but the morning does come when we see that the dung in front of our house is all gone. Furthermore, a miracle has happened in another part of the house. The flowers in our garden are bursting out in richness of colour all over the place. Their fragrance wafts down the street so that our neighbours, even passers-by, smile in delight. Then the fruit tree in the corner is nearly falling over. It's so heavy with fruit. And the fruit is so sweet. You can't buy anything like it. There's so much of it that we're able to share it with our neighbours. Even passers-by get a delicious taste of that miracle fruit. Digging in the dung is a metaphor for welcoming tragedies as a fertiliser for life. It is work that we have to do alone. No one can help us here, but by digging into the garden of our heart day by day, the pile of pain gets less. It might take us several years, but the morning does come when we see no more pain in our life, in our heart. A miracle has happened. Flowers of kindness are bursting all over the place, and the fragrance of love wafts way down our street to our neighbours, to our relations, and even to passers-by. Then our wisdom tree in the corner is bending down to us, loaded with sweet insights into the nature of life. We share those delicious fruits freely, even with the passers-by, without ever planning to. When we've known tragic pain, learnt its lesson and grown our garden, then we can put our arms around one another in deep tragedy and say softly, I know. They realise we do understand compassion begins. We show them the wheelbarrow, the fork and the spade, and boundless encouragement. If we haven't grown our garden yet, this can't be done. I've known many monks who are skilled in meditation, who are peaceful, composed and serene in adversity, but only a few have become great teachers. I often wondered why. It seems to me now that those monks who had a relatively easy time of it, who had little dung to dig in, were the ones who didn't become teachers. It was the monks who had the enormous difficulties, dug them in quietly, and came through with a rich garden that became great teachers. They all had wisdom, serenity, and compassion, but those with more dung had more to share with the world. My teacher, Ajahn Chah, who for me was the pinnacle of all teachers, must have had a whole trucking company line up with their dung at his door in his early life. Perhaps the moral of this story is that if you want to be of service to the world, if you wish to follow the path of compassion, then the next time a tragedy occurs in your life, you might say, whoopee, more fertiliser, my garden. Such a powerful story that, isn't it? And to me, it really conveys what I've spoken about before, which is having the attitude of, why is this happening for me, rather than why is this happening to me? I'll leave you with that. Go well and have a great day.